In business with the Chinese, dressing is also very important. A general rule is that one should dress conservatively if there is a formal business meeting or any other kind of meeting with senior political officials or public servants. Women, especially Western women, tend to be quite tall relative to the Chinese. Therefore, it is recommended that they wear flat shoes and not high heels, as one would not want to tower over the Chinese counterpart. Large cleavages are also not advised. And when it comes to dressing, one should dress either in black, blue, brown, or gray. One should avoid very flashy colors or very flashy patterns. When it comes to men, suits are the norm. Again, dark blue, black, or gray suit would be preferred. A tie is also a must. In China, very much like throughout Asia, there is also a very strong watch culture. It is very important to have a nice wristwatch that goes with your social position and status. Wristwatches are a particularly important social status symbol for the Chinese in Chinese society. Therefore, if you are a director, if you are a brand manager, if you are somebody in a high hierarchical position, it is expected that you would have a watch from a reputable Swiss brand. When it comes to gift giving, it is also very important to follow certain rules. Generally, anything associated with time, clocks, are a huge no-no when it comes to gift giving, as this is associated with death. Straw sandals, which are not usually the traditional gift given by a Western business person to a Chinese, would be again associated with death. Very typical inappropriate gifts would be wine, chocolate, and any sort of other products that are typical from your country. The difference between Chinese business culture and etiquette and Western business culture and etiquette also comes to the process of exchanging gifts. Chinese culture, like other Asian, East Asian cultures, are cultures that value modesty, self-restraint. Therefore, when gifts are exchanged, the Chinese would not open these gifts in public, as they do not want to show that they are too eager. They want to show their humility, therefore gifts will always be opened in private. On the other hand, Westerners are very different, and it is typical that when one receives a gift in the West, one actually opens the gift and comments on the gift. So if you are exchanging business gifts with your Chinese counterpart, do not be offended if the Chinese counterpart does not open the gift. They would do that in public, in private. They would do that in private. On the other hand, they would not be offended as you as a Western person would open and comment that gift. Very often the actual act of gift giving is somehow connected also to the concept of guanxi, building social capital. By providing a gift, you're actually signaling and showing that you value the relationship and you're actually wanting to invest in that relationship. Now, if you are baffled by how many gifts and what kind of gifts to give because you simply do not know how many people there will be on the Chinese side, the safest rule is that you just give one gift on behalf of your company to the most senior person on the other side. Very often the Chinese would come prepared because they would have information how many people in the group would be on the Western side. In this sort of regard, it is also very useful to learn about how many people will be on the Chinese side. The most senior person, of course, would get the most significant, the most symbolic gift, whereas other members of the group would get smaller, especially symbolic kinds of gifts.